Hey, when you get ready to demonstrate the Bookkeeper demo, I want to make sure you keep in mind three areas. Number one, the ability for us to process invoices from Outlook. Second, to be able to import journal entries from Excel. And third, the OCR, or the ability to send documents to an OCR service from Outlook.
When you think about the bookkeeper, these are the people who handle the day-to-day financials of a smaller business. Typically, they're involved with creating invoices, paying bills, and balancing the bank statements. Oftentimes, they'll hand off more complex tasks such as payroll, depreciation, creating financial statements either to the accountant, maybe the external accountant. In this demo, in this scenario, what we're going to walk through is how to enter in a purchase order, or excuse me, a purchase invoice. How do I automate the purchase invoice entry, review the vendor balance, and then pay that vendor? So the first step in this demo scene was to show you how to manually enter purchase invoices. And we provide users with an easy, simple way to enter that in, say, for example, within Outlook. And so suppose you have employee turnover, you have new staff members, and you're responsible for training them. Sometimes it might be easier, instead of learning a whole new application, to provide them a portal into their job through Microsoft Outlook. So here is the scenario. I receive a purchase invoice from the vendor, Wide World Importers. Right? They've sent you an invoice. Within the integration between Outlook and Business Central, in the ribbon, I have the icon that says Contact Insights. And so they're asking for 50 units of a lamp and 42 swivel chairs. You also know that you could see the statistics of that vendor. So you see outstanding balances, current balance. All of the tiles here below are all live. So you could drill into this aged AP chart if that's what you wanted and needed that information without having to log into the business application. Let's select the plus sign to select new, and we're going to enter in a new purchase invoice. Now, what just happened? Right? The intelligence of these applications working together is driving the experience of data entry. Right? The Outlook add-in recognized the body of the email and seamlessly imported the line items and the quantities onto this purchase invoice, saving that end user time and effort. I'll put in their invoice number, and I wanted to scroll down just to show you the breadth of this, that it's not just a cute add-in, but does provide much rich detail and the ability to make settings and changes to this document. We'll select the ellipsis, and I'll go ahead and post that, and I'll confirm it with a yes. And so now you see I've got 108211. Let's minimize Outlook, and I'm going to go ahead and search on 108211, which was the recently created purchase invoice for Wide World Importers. And I'll open that up, and there's the document. So certainly you could enter that within Business Central directly, or in the case where I have that email, I can automatically do all that data entry right from within. Now, at times, right, ways in which we can automate the purchase invoice, the way we can automate the purchase invoice entry is to be able to work directly with the attachments that are associated in the email. So let's assume this vendor sends me a very similar email. However, instead of the body being so perfectly designed for my demo, they send the attachment. And let's open up the attachment to take a look at it. So I've got Wide World Importers, and again, there's the same 50 quantity for Amsterdam lamp and 42 pieces or 42 units of that swivel green chair. So that's duly noted. Again, I'll click on the Contact Insights, you get the same information. And then from here, I'll select on the plus sign. Now, one step that's going to be a little bit different is now I want to send this to my incoming documents folder or file, if you will. And essentially, this is going to enable me to take advantage of some workflow capabilities or approvals before we go ahead and just send over a request and a purchase invoice. The other option, not highlighted here, but just below it, is to send directly to the OCR service. That stands for Optical Character Recognition. In this case here, I want to take the additional step of showing security and controls and saying, let me go send that over for approval. So I am done with scanning that document. It's passed over, and now you see here within Business Central, I've got a tile selected for incoming documents. There's 3 of them. And the one I just brought over was the wide world importers. So we'll open that up. And again, just to show you that the main attachment, it's the same exact PDF for the document. We'll close out of that. Now, I've approved it. It looks good. And so now I'm going to go ahead and send it over the service to help maybe configure or save me some time. So I'll receive confirmation that this document has been delivered to a pre-configured service for processing. And you can see the OCR status is sent and the status here, and the document's been released. And then once it's been done and approved, I receive from the OCR service. I click OK. And then I need to go ahead and create that document. So again, we're automating the process of data entry. So if I open up this now new purchase invoice, you can see here I've got these 2 items, and then I can go ahead and post it. Right? So again, saving that time and data entry. Now, as part of the responsibility of the bookkeeper, it's essential to understand the customer's balance with each vendor. This ensures timely payments and also maintain the company's standing relationship with your vendors. So I'll select on vendors, and you can see again the cards and the tile. I want to open up wide world importers and see I see the vendor card, and I could always drill right into those balances and see the details that made up, including that recent purchase invoice that we just made, 108211. And then I obviously need to pay the vendor. So under the cash management, we'll go ahead and select payment journals. Open up the payment journal, and then I can go in and either manually enter, right, in the payment journal window, or I can use the suggest vendor payments, which will suggest the payment lines. And these lines are for payments that are due soon or payments where maybe a discount is available, and it's providing me that intelligence to decide, who should we pay first. Right? So from this view, the accountant can select, payments to vendors, and then once those documents are selected, the payments can be processed with the actions in the available ribbon above. And so again, I walked you through those steps here. The goal was to show you how we help reduce kind of the curve, the initial learning curve of a new system, but also the time in data entry process.